Hello and welcome. We here at Let's Get High and Read the Bible are grateful to be your podcast of choice in navigating the multiverse through this newest existential crisis you're experiencing. We hope to uplift and restore you to a former, more radiant, godlike version of yourself enjoyed in eternity past. Today, Geoff talks about man boners in a hot tub with Cornell. Leif talks about almost destroying the Gretchen Goldsparkle guitar from the Black Hole Sun video. And 12 chapters from Exodus are read. We sincerely hope you enjoy the show. And remember, keep arms and legs inside the vehicle until the ride comes to a complete stop.
You made me laugh. No, dude.
Yeah, well, you made me chuckle too with the live your own life.
Okay, good. Because I was like, is it too early in the morning for this kind of sarcasm?
It could be.
You know,
So
yeah.
I've gone ahead and lost all of my fucking glasses, leaving them behind in cars that don't belong to me.
Oh,
Or cars, one that does and one that didn't.
the test drivings and whatnot. Yeah.
Well, no, did I tell you we bought one?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Did I tell you it went south?
What, the car?
Yeah, engine light? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have it.
Already?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Engine light. Engine light. Day one, 10 hours in. Day one. Yeah. That's another example of why I can't have nice things.
Yeah. And the sky opened up and God said,
Seriously, dude. Fuck you. Fuck you and your devilmobile. Apparently I needed to splash a little lamb blood on that beast, huh? Forgot to mark it.
That's such
Forgot
a
to
good
mark it,
reference
man.
for this shit. Yeah, dog. Yeah.
God
Yeah, so
damn.
the angel of death will pass over.
he wasn't fucking around, man. That angel was like, swoop. Dude, I said by midnight. I said by midnight. It's not working. It's so funny.
Well,
Yeah.
that sucks, dude.
Well,
That sucks hard.
What's miraculous is they finally, after 3 days of driving around some shitty car that's not mine, they gave me one that looks just like mine to drive around for the next month.
That's kind of strange. That's serendipitous.
Well, I mean, considering that it's just like there's no, I don't want to.
It's
It
just
feels a little bougie. It feels a little bougie to talk about my brand new car. First of all, I don't know if we talked about this. I've never had a new car.
It's weird, right? But like,
The last time I had something that I was proud of was, well, I mean, really, like the last time that it was like a big deal
yeah.
was when I was living in Los Angeles, and I
Okay.
drove I had a GTI, a little two-door that, oh dude, this is great. This is actually a very poignant and timely story. If I don't say so myself. The car that I moved down there in was this GTI, and I beat the shit out of it. And the final straw was I was coming up here, and Lanigan borrowed it,
Oh, yeah.
and I get this call from him, "Hey, bro." And the guy doesn't call unless something's up.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
I kind of opened your door into traffic.
Oh my God.
I'm like, what? He's like, well, it was parked, and I swung the door open. Some lady came by and hit the door. So over the last, and it turns out that's entirely his fault. Like if you, you're not allowed to just swing your door into traffic willy nilly in Los Angeles, motherfucker. It's like, don't step off the curb, don't swing your door into traffic. So over the last 2 months of this thing's existence, I had to cinch it down with bungee cords, so the door would close, but it wouldn't stay closed. So that was my ride. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm
Some Compton shit.
full fucking hoopty, right? But around this time, Loaded was finally releasing Dark Days
Okay. Yeah.
in Spain on the Spanish label, and we were going to get a little,
A little,
we were going to get
some bread.
I think it was
bread for the bakery,
whatever it was. Little bread from the bakery.
Yeah.
Usually we're not allowed in the bakery. But and it just it was right around the time when that first Star Wars movie, the first reboot came out, and yes, it's like 2002.
Okay, yeah,
whatever that was. And we went to the movie with a bunch of people, the Estlin twins, Kim and Christina, and their friend, this guy Mike. It's like, oh yeah, my mom gave me this new Jeep Wagoneer, and so I'm going to sell my 4Runner for like $3,500. And I was like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it. And I hadn't seen it. I'm like, I don't care.
Don't care.
I mean, does the door close without a bungee cord? I'll take it.
Probably matches your merch check from the last little run too,
Well, so this Spanish thing turns out to be exactly 35, and then later on, I found out that like I think Duff like actually footed a bunch of dough for something, and like he just put it into his pocket. He knew I needed the dough. He's like, later on, he's like that. There was no 3,500. Well, I really appreciate you not telling me that till now.
It's a good friend.
But I got this 4Runner. It was like a 19. I can't even remember what year it was. But it was like the first nice one, the one that like they made all the ones after.
Sure, yeah.
And it had the little runners, and it had big tires, and it was like silver blue, and it was. And Mike took really good care of his shit, so it was like fucking pristine.
Killer.
And all of a sudden, I'm on the road, and I look like everyone else. It was like people who had money, and jobs. They're like, where the fuck did you get that car? Drive up next to them, they're like, what? Because they're hustling, They're like, and I'm like, I don't know, after fucking Los Angeles tax.
I was just say, was your drum set really nice though during this time?
Well, I had, let's see, when was that? So I had like at that point I had 4. I had the 2 Ludwigs, the one.
Yeah.
I had the Ludwig that I grew up with. I had
Oh wow.
I had the Sterling that I got when from Muzzle, when Burke left Muzzle. And then I had the John Bonham mirror kit I got with New American Shame.
Mirror? Like a Crystalite style?
No, like mirrored. He's got that.
Yeah.
And then the Disciples got a deal with Capital, and we got some money, and so I by that point I was endorsed with DW. Fucking Jagoff. What a fucking Jagoff.
No way. That was always like Gibson endorsement. That was always like what you were thinking about in your fucking $1,200 car you were driving to the rehearsal space.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's like So but I got an orange, a tangerine, broken glass sparkle from DW, and it was gigantic and really expensive, and it totally footed the bill 3 years later when I had a kid and sold it to move my family back up here.
Totally.
Like it was the only kit that I didn't have any emotional attachment to, so I sold every fucking piece of it. I don't have one piece of that kit left.
Yeah, we did the same thing. I sold all my gear because I thought it was making me bad at guitar. But this band I loved so much, like gave up.
Which one?
So it's called Siren Sister. It's the one that I had your guitar in. Yeah, and I I had some offers on the table that were like some real money. And I was like, no.
How much can I get for that thing?
That you're gonna get too much for that thing. When I buy that thing from you, it's gonna be too much. It's gonna be horrible. Yeah.
Is it just gonna keep appreciating?
Sure.
I mean, not with you, but just like on the market.
Well, it's the Izzy Stradlin guitar, Yeah.
We shouldn't talk about this. Actually.
Yeah, well, let's slow it down.
No, it's not that. It's just like
Yeah, I know. I do know. I know exactly what you're talking about. We're sparking all these band guys.
You mean You mean my Les Paul, my Harmony Les Paul Jr. copy, right? That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like, so we have to put the brakes on that one. The fucking
edit that the fuck out, would you?
Sure.
Let's just talk about. No, look, you don't have to. You don't have to. It's all right.
Dude, I have so many
statute of limitations, bitch.
Dude, do you remember Denny that works for?
Oh yeah, Denny Markopoulos.
Yeah, actually, now I said his name, we can't do it. But anyway, I'll go back to this other story. I'll edit this out.
What?
Well, so
edit his name out. Just tell me the story.
Oh, well, okay. So when when like playing in bands with Rouse was so rad because like we liked a lot of the same music and we play off each other really well. So there's like space. And Deborah back then was like, she still is just
married to him
and the fucking awesomest human ever. So like,
yeah. Oh, for sure.
The parties she throws and the people that hang around her, she's like the walking equivalent of a really rad show at a venue or something, So like in her basement was always,
right.
Like it was like Mike McCready and girls from Heart and Soundgarden and like Queensryche and like we'd all jam, and we always had these jams, and so there was always these guitars around, and Denny would always bring all these guitars, and fucking I'd get really wine drunk back then, like because I was new to drinking, like just the first year of my life.
Wine is delicious.
It was amazing, right? Yeah, and so like I would go in that.
You mean as opposed to now?
Well, yeah, like now
when I get really wine drunk, it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
what the difference is.
I don't think there is.
Back then, when I get really wine drunk,
just mess up. Yeah, I just fuck up everything.
I see where this is going. Okay.
Yeah, so I grabbed this guitar off the wall, and it's a gold sparkle Gretsch, and there was this thing that would happen.
Hole sun,
it's exactly that. So like,
black hole sun, get your goddamn hands off my guitar.
Exactly.
My guitar.
But I at this time, Siren Sister would write songs so quickly, I would never have a pick nearby. And so I would grab anything nearby. And so I would be using keys a lot. It'd be like my Toyota Twinkie van key. Well, just because it's like we're rolling the first take. That was the only band I've done that with, where it's like first take in the studio, first time you even heard the song. It's what's on the album, and so I'm in this room, grab this gold Gretsch, have a key, just fucking playing solo, shredding it up, and Denny comes over and like puts his arm on me, and he's like,
"Please, for the love of God,
do you know what's in your hands? You gotta put that back, dude."
Young man,
wine drunk as shit with a key, like
just scratching the shit out of fucking Hall of Fame guitar stand,
dude. Yeah,
yeah, no, dude. I hung out. Fuck, dude. That was the most. You hung out with Cornell?
No, I know. No, I came to a party after he was there, and no one was talking. They were just like, they had just seen a shirtless god walk through or something.
Dude.
All the other ones, but not Cornell. No.
That the guy. You remember did you ever go to where Denny worked, that exotic car dealership?
Yeah. The art guy with the hair.
The what?
I thought you were going somewhere else with this, but yeah, I've been to that. Been to parties there.
Yeah. Now it's Sean Kemp's weed farm.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's the same building, but Chris would be in there periodically. We'd like be jamming, and everything that he played sounded like you'd heard it on the radio. And then another time, I was driving around with that fucking the tall blonde guy. He gets this call saying, "Come over to the thing. It's Chris's birthday." And we get there, and all these dudes, all your buddies, all those guys, they're all in G-strings waiting for Cornell to show up. And I'm like, Duff, don't do it. I don't have to do it. If you don't do it, I don't have to do it. It's like you're the only one here higher on the food chain than them. Don't do it. He's like, we're not going to do it. I'm like, good. We shouldn't do it. And then like right before you get there, he buckles and we fucking put on G-strings. Like, first of all, I guess. Okay. Right. I'm certainly, what am I going to do? Fuck you guys. Fuck all you guys. And then I didn't realize that two of my three Cornell stories deal with being in your underwear, but me and Eric, who is I don't even know if you're allowed to say those things anymore, but like I think you are. Whatever. Do you remember Cherry Hill High? Dana Turner's band.
That band? Yeah. I remember
Tommy.
the name. I don't know if I ever saw it.
That was right around the late 99, 2000, right around that same thing. And Trevor Chalcraft was the singer. And he was all like, that's how I got to know all those West Seattle guys, was through Trevor and Kelly Wheeler.
Okay.
And Eric Garcia, he was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and Denny. That's how I met all those guys. And one time, me and Eric and Trevor are hanging out, and they're like on the phone. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, well, Redding's with us. Yeah, cool. Okay. Oh yeah, we'll be right over. And we go over to this West Seattle house that's like kind of tucked back in the trees, and there's we're at Cornell's house. Oh, and he's in a swimsuit, and all of a sudden we're all going into the hot tub, the four of us. And these guys have known each other their whole lives, you know. I mean, like he and Eric have like been naked together before, I imagine. But it's like, and Trevor's like, yeah, but I'm just like, you're handsome.
Yeah, that's it. Isn't he like super tall?
Yeah, he's like 6'4", 6'3",
always
6'4",
shredded,
and just fucking. You are a stunningly handsome man.
yeah. He's like,
your eyes are piercing. Did anybody ever tell you that? You should be in film. I think you know what, sir? I think you have it. It's just like sitting across from this guy in a hot tub is just like the most awkward
like,
fucking. I think I can't confirm, and I hope neither of you can either. I think I might have a man boner. And it's I don't know where Susan was, but she was gone. I don't know that if Lily had been born yet. I think she had not been, or she was maybe a baby and they'd gone somewhere. I don't know, but it was just the most awkward 2 hours of my life. And then at the end, big hugs because we're. And I'm like,
yeah, you're bros.
Can we like lose these other two and maybe I'll be the small spoon. It's just like so weird.
Plus, like, my buddy Preston sent me a clip of him, like, it's them at like Sturgis early, and it's Beyond the Wheel, that song. That's like, he sings super low, and then it's like crazy high metal voice, Cornell. And it's like, hearing it live when they were like kind of in their prime it's fucking crazy. They were such a good band. Like, I still listen to those albums like weekly.
Yeah, why not?
They're fucking perfect. But it's funny that like the only jam space I ever came in, walked into after Chris Cornell had left, the dudes in there were what you're describing. It was like Naomi Campbell had just left or something. It was like
some sort of rainbow unicorn.
You guys all got hard-ons and you're just staring off into space.
You've got man boners.
What's going on, guys?
Oh, hey, you're like, was Cornell just in here or something?
Yeah, they were like, Chris Cornell can sing without a fucking PA, dude. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Amazing. What a cool time for music. Well, my eyes. There's not much music in Exodus.
No.
I don't even know.
But there's some blood on the, the blood of the lamb.
There's a lot of sacrificing. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of it's
Can you tell me how to get to Exodus from the...
So do the Sephira one again.
Yeah. I got that.
All right.
But how do I get there?
Said it wrong. It's going to be in the Torah or the Tanakh, I might say.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Excuse me.
Is Exodus second?
Yeah.
It's the second book?
Well, yeah. So we were going to kind of do that anyway, and I'm, our feelings
Squires
with
was Squires was freaked out. He's like, what, dude? What the fuck? What? You got to read the Bible. It's called Let's Get High and Read the Bible. He's like, you're not going to go, what? I just listened to it. Are you okay? I'm like, dude, get off me. The whole thing's about me and Leif, man. It's not about you and your Bible needs. He's like, he was freaked out, man. He's like, you're not going to stop, are you?
Good. He'll come on soon, too.
Yeah.
But that's
so
funny.
funny.
He's got some pretty rad opinions on time travel that I want to get into.
Yeah.
I wish we could get him high.
Well, we tried with the fucking
We did.
The wormhole pipe, but it didn't happen.
No, not the best.
No,
Representation. Not the best. It was a bummer.
It wasn't what we signed up for, is all.
Yeah, and we'll fix it.
Okay, though. It's all right.
Yeah, we will fix it. But we kind of bumped into. It's really peculiar how our little us bumping into the New Testament that way. That's Christianity, and as you're reading these books of Christianity, it is so much different than the Old Testament, and
immediately.
Well, that's written so much longer. Matthew, it's not even the first gospel, right? So a lot of culture.
So what's the first gospel?
Mark.
And why did we start there?
Because we were going to do the first book in the first book, right? Because we kept going back and forth every week as we were finishing Genesis. So we were like, well, let's just start in the first book of the New Testament since we do the first book of the Old Testament. But
I thought
so it just landed on Matthew.
So Matthew's the first book, but Mark's the first gospel.
Right. It's put the Bible. The books of the Bible are not put in
chronological.
Yeah, they're not put in any historical order.
Right.
This is just the order people put of importance.
It was just a popularity contest.
If you don't think so, you should look at the Council of Nicaea.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think maybe with some of these ancient stories, even if we just do Exodus, you'll kind of a little a glossary understanding of the faith which Christianity is springing out of, because they do reference it a lot. Unfortunately, most of the time out of context in the New Testament. Whenever they're New
Testament references the New Testament references the Old Testament. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I think
Shemot.
Okay, he wants to go right in. Yeah, do you want to just hit it up? I'll read a little later if you need.
Okay, sure. Exodus 1, motherfuckers. Exodus, what a great name for a band. Those guys move. And Genesis also.
I was trying to get there. Damn
it. What's the next one?
Leviticus. No, it doesn't have the same.
After that? What's a?
Oh wait,
pizzazz.
Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and then Deuteronomy.
Dumb. What else? Dude, all the good ones are
Joshua,
taken.
Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs.
1 Kings. That'd be pretty cool.
1 Kings.
I don't think we could get away with that though.
No.
You know what I did there? What's so funny?
The 1 Kings reference. Just this little pipe I got in Mexico. We got in Mexico. It works.
Oh, nice. It works well.
It works really well.
Actually, functioning tool. Got that in the toolbox right there.
Yeah. Hello.
All right, Mike Squires, this is for you. Shemot. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each coming with his household: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulon, and Benjamin. Dan, Dave, Carl, Ralphie. Ralphie was there. Ralphie was he just kept us in stitches the whole time. Ralphie was a good guy. Remember that one time Carl puked in Ralphie's tent? It was fucking hilarious.
Fucking hilarious dog. Yeah, just throws it in there.
Dan,
like
Dan.
Naphtali. Dan.
I mean, even Gad is kind of funky, but Dan.
Yeah. Here,
Not Daniel.
Here, it's in aisle 14. I'll help you find it. Dan.
Holy shit! Do you have the little Japanese spice with the with the seaweed flakes? Yeah, it's in grocery.
Yeah, you like Jimmy Buffett? Dan's the name. Daniel?
So
no, Dan.
No, Dan. Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The total number of persons that were of Jacob's issue came to 70, Joseph being already in Egypt. Joseph died, and all his brothers and all that generation. That's a strange sentence. But the Israelites were fertile and prolific. They multiplied and increased very greatly, so that the land was filled with them. A new king arose over Egypt who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, "Look, the Israelites' people are much too numerous for us. Let us deal shrewdly with them, so that they may not increase. Otherwise, in the event of war, they may join our enemies in fighting against us and rise from the ground." So they set taskmasters over them to oppress them with forced labor, and they built garrison cities for Pharaoh, Pithom, and Ramses. But the more they were oppressed, the more they increased and spread out, so that Egyptians came to dread Israelites. The Egyptians ruthlessly imposed upon the Israelites. They were the Israelites! The various labors that they made them perform.
Yeah, if I can, I'm trying to look up something. Yeah, it's
delayed reaction.
Fucking funny.
Just like, I think I'm getting a little contact high over here, Leif.
I know, dog. Maybe
you all coked up over there? What are you doing?
I took a lot of time off. I didn't smoke.
Oh, did you not smoke while you're in Mexico?
No. Well, the last night,
don't lie.
A buddy hooked it up. But yes, yeah, 7 days off. That's crazy.
Yeah. The various labors that they made them. They were the Israelites. Is Exodus the? Wow, this is going to be massive ridicule. Is Exodus the title of this book, and Exodus as in a mass exodus? Is that the same word?
Yeah. Is
that why this is called this?
Yeah.
Is this the story of the Jews leaving Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
Israelites leaving Jewish?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. So this is yeah, right? It's
yeah.
But it's yeah, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah, maybe we should actually just keep reading from it.
Well, I think I just had a small seizure in my face hole. Okay. The various labors that they made them perform ruthlessly, they made life bitter for them with harsh labor at mortar and bricks, and with all sorts of tasks in the field. The king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah, and the other Puah, saying, "When you deliver the Hebrew women, look at the birth stool." Birth stool. Again. More precisely, the brick or stone supports used by Egyptian women during childbirth. If it is a boy, kill him. If it is a girl, let her live. The midwives, fearing God, did not do as the king of Egypt had told them. They let the boys live. So the king of Egypt summoned the midwives and said to them, "Why have you done this thing, letting the boys live?" The midwives said to Pharaoh, "Because the Hebrew women are not like Egyptian women. They are vigorous. Before the midwife can come to them, they have given birth." And God dealt with the midwives, and the people multiplied and increased greatly. And God dealt with the midwives?
Yeah. It was pretty just like random. Like,
and then God fucked all the midwives dead. What? He did. God dealt with the midwives. You know what? I'm going to deal with you later.
I can deal with you later.
So God pulled the car over on the freeway.
The fucking
finger. Dealt with the midwives. If I could reach you, goddamn it, right now, don't make me come back there.
Dan, when I get back there.
Don't make me stop. If I pull this car over, Dan. And God established households for the midwives because they feared God. And God established households for the midwives because they feared God. See,
so I guess they got their own kids.
No, I'm just saying that's so vague as to God's actions. Whereas before we were talking about, it was very specific, like he's shuffling around the garden. Yeah. So whatever. Okay. The Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, "Every boy that is born, you shall throw into the Nile, but let the girls live."
Dun, dun, dun.
A certain member of the house of Levi went and took into his household as his wife a woman of Levi. A certain member of the house of Levi went and took into his household as his wife a woman of Levi.
And
so
Levi's
a member of the Levi family.
Well, more like a tribe. Because now, at this point in their history, they'd be, be pretty
so
big.
we're yeah, okay, gotcha. The woman conceived and bore a son, and when she saw how beautiful he was, she hid him for 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she got a wicker basket for him and caulked it with bitumen and pitch. She put the child into it and placed it among the reeds by the bank of the Nile. And his sister stationed herself at a distance to learn what would befall him. The daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe in the Nile while her maidens walked along the Nile. She spied the basket among the reeds and sent her slave girl to fetch it. When she opened it, she saw that it was a child, a boy, crying. She took pity on it and said, "This must be a Hebrew child." Then his sister said, "Go to Pharaoh's daughter. Shall I go and get you a Hebrew nurse to suckle the child for you?" And Pharaoh's daughter answered, "Yes." So the girl went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Take this child and nurse it for me, and I will pay your wages." So the woman took the child and nursed it. So that's the mom.
Yeah.
So the mom puts the baby in the thing and sends it down the river. Yeah. And the mom's sister goes and spies and watch what happens.
Yeah.
When the princess finds it, the sister goes, "Hey, that must be you. You want me to go find the nurse for you?"
Right.
Brings the mom.
Yeah. So now she's getting paid.
Yeah. Now she's getting paid to yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And Pharaoh said, so the woman took it and nursed it. Wow. Nice work, guys. When the child grew up, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, who made him her son. She named him Moses, explaining, "I drew him out of the water." Sometime after that, when Moses had grown up, he went out to his kinsfolk and witnessed their labors. He saw an Egyptian beating a Hebrew, one of his kinsmen. He turned this way and that, and seeing no one about, he struck down the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. He went out the next day. He found 2 Hebrews fighting. So he said to the offender, "Why do you strike your fellow?" He retorted, "Who made you chief and ruler over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" Moses was frightened and thought, "I better kill both these motherfuckers." Sorry. Moses was frightened and thought, "Then the matter is known. When Pharaoh learned of the matter, he sought to kill Moses, but Moses fled from Pharaoh. He arrived in the land of Midian and sat down beside a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. They came to draw water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. But shepherds came and drove them off. Moses rose to their defense, and he watered their flock. When they returned to their father, Reuel, he said, "How is it that you have come back so soon today?" They answered, "An Egyptian has rescued us from shepherds, and he even drew water for us and watered the flock." I need to put this over here. My neck's getting all wonky because I'm old. Because I'm fucking old. This neck is not what he fucking used to be. Okay, that's fine. He said to his daughter, Where is he then? Why did you leave the man? Ask him in and to break bread." Moses consented to stay, and the man gave Moses his daughter Zipporah as wife. Zipporah.
Nice.
She bore a son whom he named Gershom, for he said, "I have been a stranger in a foreign land." A long time after that, the king of Egypt died. The Israelites were groaning under the bondage and cried out, and their cry for help from the bondage rose up to God. God heard their moaning, and God remembered the covenant with Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. Oh shit, that's right. I made that fucking covenant.
Oh shit,
dude!
Fuck.
That was God.
Coming
out of a bong hit phase. Oh fuck. Fuck, dude.
What is it,
Tuesday? Dude, I made that fucking covenant with Abraham. Fuck.
That was like hundreds of years ago now.
All right,
Fuck.
Okay. I gotta go move the fucking Egyptians, dude. I'll be right back. I gotta move the Egyptians.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God looked upon the Israelites. God looked upon the Israelites, and God took notice of them. Now Moses, tending the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian, drove the flock into the wilderness and came to Horeb, the mountain of God. A messenger of, what does that mean?
Yahweh.
A messenger of Yahweh appeared to him in a blazing fire out of a bush. He gazed, and there was a bush all aflame, yet the bush was not consumed. Moses said, "I must turn aside to look at this marvelous sight. Why doesn't this bush burn up?" When Yahweh saw that, Yahweh's not there. The messenger's there.
Yeah, but whenever, and let me just check it out just to make sure. Even the name Yahweh,
yeah,
like before they would write it, I'm trying to see, what does it look like, bitch? They would like wash their hands. It was like very sacred, and we don't know how they say it. Right. That's just what we say. So,
I should have. This woman came into my line the other day, and we got to Passover, and she's like, "Yeah, my father started teaching me Hebrew at 4, so I could read it all." I was like, wow. What about Sodom and Gomorrah? Who are the 2 dudes?
Right. Did she have any answers?
No, she didn't. We didn't have long enough to talk. It's like a 5-minute conversation. No, it's really cool. It's fun to read. When Yahweh saw that he had turned aside to look, God called him out of the bush. "Moses, Moses," he answered. "Here I am." And God said, "Do not come closer."
I don't know why it's so funny to me that they're always like, "Here I am." Hey, you see through time, but right here.
I'm right fucking here. "Oh, great one. Oh, seer of seeing." And God said, "Do not come closer. Remove your sandals from your feet, for the place on which you stand is holy ground." And continued, "I am the God of hellfire, and I bring you." And he continued, "I am the God of your father's house, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob." And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. And Yahweh continued, "I have marked well the plight of my people in Egypt, and have heeded their outcry because of their taskmasters. Yes, I am mindful of their suffering. dude, I was gone, but I'm back. I'm totally sorry. I know it's been like 6 generations, and I made a pact. We were roping bongs, and I was really into this game of Call of Duty. You know what that is?
I was sniping everyone. I couldn't. I was on a streak.
I was crushing Zeus. I was like, and I'm sorry, but I'm back now.
I finally laid Satan. It took millennia, man. It took millennia to get over that.
I have come down to rescue them from the Egyptians and to bring them out of the land to a good and spacious land, a land flowing with milk and honey. The region of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, my favorite. And my favorite, the Jebusites.
With their hit.
Now with their hit, long live the king. With their hit, I need more milk and honey. With their hit, their cover of the carpenters, top of the world, the Jebusites.
Grandpa died at 26.
Now the cry of the Israelites has reached me. Moreover, I have seen how the Egyptians oppress them. Come, therefore, I will send you to Pharaoh, and you shall free my people, the Israelites, from Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and free the Israelites from Egypt? And God said, I will be with you. That shall be your sign that it was I who sent you. That makes a lot of sense. And when you have freed the people from Egypt, you shall worship God at this mountain. Moses said to God, when I come to the Israelites and say to them, the God of your father's house has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is God's name? What shall I say to them? And God said to Moses, what's that say?
Yeah, Asher, yeah. I believe.
Yeah, Asher, yeah. Sorry. Are we supposed to be? I think it's fun to make. I'm not making fun. It's just like kind of bringing a. Never mind.
What? No, okay. Go.
Yeah. Well, just whatever. It's fine, right? We're just.
It's an ancient
if people
language.
are going to get offended, yeah. If people are going to get offended, they can do their own podcast.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Aya, Asher, Aya. Continuing. Thus shall you tell the Israelites, Aya sent me to you. I thought his name was Yahweh.
This probably merits a Bible hubbing, right? We should Bible hub this shit. But
okay,
this pipe's too much fun. So give me 1 second. See, so I don't know. We probably aren't saying it right, and that's if you look in like King James or NIV, it'll say "I am." Tell them that I am. So it's probably
that's not his name.
Yeah,
he's like, on him.
I am that I am is what he says there.
Oh,
and tell them I am sent you.
So then he pops a can of spinach and he beats Brutus's ass.
Yeah, Moshe, maybe 760. 20. There's some dyslexia for you. 726 occurrences in the Bible.
Okay, all right.
Jesus.
So it's basically tell them I am what I am, and then I am what I am.
Yeah, it's like
is that like did Popeye plagiarize that, or is it vice versa?
You know, the more we dig into this fucking shit, I'm not sure about anything anymore.
Tell them what I am.
You're right.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I think that Mexican pipe is like seeping through the ether webs here.
Yeah, brother. I have not.
Yeah.
I'm fucking in space. It's fantastic. For real. For real.
Okay. And God said further to...
we kind of did just skip over the burning bush, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we did. I mean, this is our Passover special. So how far into it? I mean, does Passover happen immediately here?
No, that's after. It's like the last plague that God puts on Egypt.
Oh, so we're not going to get to it today?
No.
Oh, we're just... I thought this was our Easter special.
Well, it technically is, but we also in that text
Passover
thread we're
special.
like Easter's fucking stupid, so we like decided
Well,
to
no,
do the
but
Passover
I want.
special.
Yeah. No. I thought we were doing a Passover special.
Well, yeah, we will, but it's a couple chapters
Oh.
ahead, so we'll see if we get there. I doubt it, but like, yeah, this is what leads to that, right? Because we have this first book of the Bible ending with this monarch of the faith, like saving, preserving the Jewish faith and nation through this crazy famine by getting them to Egypt, and then they leave Egypt, and why? So this is the whole story. Now, there's a bunch of weird shit. Like, I wasn't able to do any footwork on this, but I want to look it up because apparently, like, rabbis teach that Moses was never real, and this whole story is just totally fake. And so I need to look this up more. I'm trying not to bring that right now. I'm trying to read it as it is real, because like there are some, this is where we get the 10 Commandments too, pretty soon.
Right. Yeah.
And there's like a lot. There's a
Hey, no spoilers. No spoilers.
History's been hinged on a lot of this stuff, and it's like fascinating to me, right? But so that burning bush, there's a lot. I do like the DMT metaphor, obviously, with it.
Well, I mean, how is that a metaphor?
Right.
That seems like it's just. If how's it a metaphor? Like,
yeah, well, you can find a lot of like.
That could be a translation thing. That's what I should have asked that woman. Hey, is the burning bush it's what is it? A sequoia? What is it?
What
kind of bush is it? Acacia.
Or maybe, acacia. I think that's what you said.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was looking it up when you were gone, and I've looked it up before. You can find good evidence for both sides. Like, there are massive. Yeah, there's a lot of acacia bushes in South America that can induce like DMT like stuff, and there's DMT found in it, sure, but like I don't know, even it's just so weird that it was a burning bush, that like brought enlightenment, that spoke to him,
Yeah.
It's like, how could that not be a fucking? There's already another drug trip in the New Testament where like this guy named fucking Saul has a vision when he's traveling, and like, so how could it not be? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to keep going though?
Okay.
Everyone knows that we like drugs.
Drugs. I've come down to rescue them from these Hittites and Jebusites. Now the cry of the Israelites has reached me more. I'm sorry. I've been forward. And God said, I will be with you. God is the worship mountain. Moses said, what the fuck, who are you? I am what I am. And God said further, thus shall you speak to the Israelites. Yahweh, the God of your father's house, the God of Abraham, the God of blah, blah, blah. This is my name. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I thought I'd already read this. Thus shall you speak to the Israelites. The God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has sent me to you. This shall be my name forever. This my appellation for all eternity. Go and assemble the elders of Israel, and say to them, Yahweh, the God of your father's house, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me and said, I have taken note of you and of what is being done to you in Egypt. And I have declared, I will take you out of the misery of Egypt to the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, to a land flowing, as I said, with milk and honey. And I know how much you guys love milk and honey.
We need to rent or license the rights to Big Pimpin' so we can just like push a button and have that flute solo play.
Big Pimpin' with BLEDs and then the Jigga Man bumps CNBUMT.
Yeah, right? There's like
Big Pimpin'.
That's what they're talking about, milk and honey, baby.
Yeah. Spread it around. They will listen to you. Then you shall go with the elders of Israel to the king of Egypt, and you shall say to him, Yahweh, the God of the Hebrews, became manifest to us. Now, therefore, let us go a distance of these days into the wilderness to sacrifice to our God Yahweh. Yet I know that the king of Egypt will let you go only because of a greater might. So I will stretch out my hand and smite that motherfucker Egypt with various wonders, which I will work upon them. After that, he shall let you go. And I will. Yeah, this is. What's the quote that Jules does in at the before he shoots a motherfucker?
Samuel L. Jackson. That's it's Ezekiel something.
Is it? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. That's some good
great,
shit.
furious, and terrible vengeance.
Yeah, there's a place in
furious anger. What's that?
There's a chapter in that book called The Valley of Dry Bones. And it talks about this great destruction. It's pretty fucking badass. Everyone tries to say it's a nuclear holocaust, but that's not true.
How do you know?
Because it was written about the time in which the author lived, which is many of these prophetic books were like actually born.
How do you know?
From reading it a bunch and realizing that it's tied into the beginning of the story when it talks about Israel, as a state. Because I read it 30 different times.
Why?
So I could figure out what it was trying to say.
How do you know?
I definitely don't. But like,
why? The fuck do you know what fucking happened fucking 7,000 years ago?
Oh, it's not that long ago.
That shit.
No, I've done the work. I'm firm on it. I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
You don't know. You can't fucking say for sure.
No, that's built in. That's why we smoke weed. That's built in. No, but I do work from my strongest opinions. I stand on those mountaintops, and sometimes they're wrong. But
I
don't think that.
Another thing. Notice how cool that sweatshirt is, by the way. It's awesome.
Oh, it's cold down here.
Great color.
I only own black shit, right? Like all my clothes are black, so it was really funny to buy.
It's a splash of color. Yeah. And
really
I will dispose the Egyptians favorably towards this people, so that when you go, you will not go away empty-handed. Each woman shall borrow from her neighbor and the lodger in her house objects of silver, gold, and clothing, and you shall put these on your sons and daughters, thus stripping the Egyptians.
So God's got it planned out.
But so I want you to boost all their shit.
Yeah.
That sounds like an
Old Testament God, right?
But Moses spoke up and said, "What if they do not believe me and do not listen to me, but say, Yahweh did not appear to you?" Yahweh said to him, "What is that in your hand?" And he replied, "A rod."
What? It's probably like a staff, because it'll be a staff in other chapters to come, so it's not like jerking off.
What? He didn't say his rod. He said a rod. Jesus Christ, where are you?
I was trying to clarify for you.
So I'm just gonna move on. God said, "Cast it on the ground." He cast it on the ground, and it became a snake. And Moses recoiled from it. Oh my God, a snake! Then Yahweh said to Moses, "Put out your hand and grasp it by the tail." He put out his hand and seized it, and it became a rod in his hand. That they may believe that Yahweh, the God of their ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, did appear to you. Yahweh said to him further, "Put your hand into your bosom." He put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, his hand was encrusted with snowy scales. And God said, "Put your hand back into your bosom." He put his hand back into his bosom, and when he took it out, his bosom, there it was again, like the rest of his body.
What the fuck?
Dude, Moses is tripping balls.
But it seems
so he sticks his hand into into his chest, like Videodrome style,
or maybe
comes comes out without the gun.
They probably have like, it's probably a robe, right? He's like a shepherd kind of guy.
He said he puts it into his bosom.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever.
That will be bosom too when I look it up, but like,
all right, okay,
you know,
I'm
and it's
yelling.
like,
I'm not yelling. Jesus, easy.
I thought I was.
I thought I was. And then he pulled it back out and it was fine.
But
and if they do not believe you, oh, go ahead. Are you gonna?
But
Yeah,
it's
you
like
gonna look
parlor
that up?
tricks.
Bosom?
No, it's bosom. Yeah, but it's like parlor tricks. It's like you're gonna impress them with like making your hand look like it's got a fucking zombie disease.
Yeah. How do you do the thumb thing? Like,
yeah, right.
That
like
one.
that.
I do this to him.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work again? I've never been able to. I can't.
Oh, you see, bend one thumb behind.
Bend one thumb behind.
And then you put the next thumb knuckle to knuckle with that thumb on top, like so you make it look. And then you use two fingers, so you cover it. If you want, you give them a little show, wiggle it around, you know, show that it's connected. And then
do it again. Hold on. So it's this. Oh, like that. Wait.
Yeah. You gotta get the angle right, but yeah, you're almost there.
Just show them this. You be all set.
That was
So I've got a parallel to the burning bush.
Okay.
Just a life burning bush. So we have a second puppy now, right?
All right.
And he's been eating his poop. And
delicious.
So he'll poop over there, and we'll find a little piece that he's chewing on over here. And so there's just like poop everywhere because we're not very good at training. And Katie just texted me and said that she, Paul just showed up at the house to do the thing, and she said, I literally just answered the door with poop on my foot. And so the parallel with the burning bush is I don't really have one. I just wanted to tell that story. And so the moral of the story is don't answer the door when you're doing your podcast so you don't have to step and poop in your own house.
Fuck everyone over but Yahweh.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and Moses not exactly the best guy too, right? Like he fucking looks one way and the other and then kills that motherfucker. He does
he does kill that fucker.
It's like,
and I thought he was going to kill those other two dudes just to clean up the mess.
Tidy.
Yeah.
Keep it tidy. Yeah.
Dude, snitches get stitches, bitches.
Oh Jesus! Right. And then he's so.
But he was in the right, sort of. I mean, back then. If we're talking,
I like it. Yeah, standing up for what's right. I mean, I don't know. Again, like a lot of this shit's suspect. Like,
Yeah.
As far as I don't know. But like the one thing we can know for sure is that the morals encompassed in these stories have been taught for a very long time. Like,
right.
We don't even really know. It's Christians always try to put it earlier and earlier. So I usually stay pretty conservative with my numbers, but still, we don't know how long they were told before they were written down. So, I'd like to think of it that it's kind of real.
You'd like to think that it's real?
When I'm reading it, yeah.
Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
Yeah, when I read it, yeah.
Okay.
Like Moses was a real person. This happened. I don't know. It just helps me maybe understand the moral behind it a little better. But it does feel shitty to me to like, as someone who's raised Christian, to like talk about someone else's faith. Like there's people that still read this as Holy Scripture. So
Right.
And it's like
I'm not belittling it. I just just questioning its authenticity.
Yeah, I like that angle. Keep us honest.
Okay, again, rest of his body, and then if you do not believe, and if they do not believe you or pay heed to the first sign, then they will believe the second. And if they are not convinced by both these signs and still do not heed you, take some water from the Nile and pour it on the dry ground, and the water that you take from the Nile, will turn to blood on the dry ground. Exodus. But Moses said to Yahweh, please, O my Lord, give me something better than parlor tricks. I've never been a man of words, either in times of past or now that you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue.
He was raised in a fucking palace. He was educated with fucking people who were considered gods.
And he's kind of just, he's got a slow processing speed, man. He was neurodiverse.
Well, I don't know. Or he's a little bitch.
Or he's neurodiverse, Leif.
No, you're trying to take that angle. I think he's just trying to get out of talking because he's bad at talking. Because, like, who argues with God? Like, God is talking to this guy. And
who
like,
argues with God? People who have autism. They argue with that. They're like, no, he's advocating for himself. He doesn't care. He doesn't care because he's been taught to advocate for himself.
Well, you're taking it a cool way. I've never thought about it this angle. So this is very new to me. And you and me both have very close relationships with that. So I understand. But
this is a guy who will apparently, like you say, who argues with God? He's not arguing with him. He's like,
no, I like that. You're making me change my mind about the whole thing right now. I'm trying to think about it.
Edit that shit.
Okay, yeah.
And Yahweh said to him, who gives humans speech? Who makes them dumb or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, Yahweh? Now go, and I will be with you as you speak, and will instruct what you say. Pardon me. Instruct what you say. But he said, please, O my Lord, make someone else your agent. Yahweh became angry with Moses and said, there is your brother Aaron the Levite. He, I know, speaks readily. Even now he is setting out to meet you, and he will be happy to see you. You shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth. I will be with you and with him as you speak, and tell both of you what to do. Jesus, just go. God, I swear to God. These kids, you can't get them to do anything. They're so good at advocating for themselves. I will tell you both what to do, and he shall speak for you to the people. Thus he shall serve as your spokesman, with you playing the role of God to him. And take with you this rod. Dude, the rod's not going to work. It's a stupid.
Trust me. It's
not even a snake. No, it's a vine. It's stupid.
I got it at Spencer's.
Fine. Okay, I'll take the rod.
It's fucking
take
cool.
the rod.
Okay. Good.
Take the rod.
Good. It's not going to work without it.
Take the rod with which you shall perform the signs. Stop calling them signs, dude. They're stupid tricks. And I see how you did it. Moses went back to his father-in-law, Jethro, and said to him, let me go back to my kinsfolk in Egypt and see how they are faring. And Jethro said to Moses, go in peace to love and serve the Lord. Yahweh said to Moses in Midian, go back to Egypt, for all those who sought to kill you are dead. So Moses took his wife and sons, mounted them on his ass, and went back to the land. Mounted him on his ass.
Just throw him back there.
Yeah, went back to the land of Egypt, and Moses took the rod of God with him. Rod of God.
That's rod of God. That's a pretty good metal band.
And Yahweh said to Moses, when you return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the marvels, air quotes. That should be in quotes. They're not that marvelous. Apparently, didn't you say that all of the court magicians could do that shit?
Yeah, it's coming up. Not all of them, but like, they can turn rods into snakes.
That's what I'm saying. That
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like, sorry, but back then, even in the New Testament, it was kind of a popular thing to be was a traveling magician,
right?
Like necromancers and shit.
That's gross, dude.
I know there's a bunch of weird shit like that, but it was common, right? So it's like, It's so common.
I was thinking necrophilia. Sorry.
Oh no, people who raise people from the dead.
That
is gross.
It's fine. It's fine. Subways. Yeah. Okay. So Yahweh said to Moses, when you return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the marvels I have put within your power. I, however, will stiffen his heart so that he will not let the people go.
Even then Pharaoh's response is under God's control. Even the response of Pharaoh, it's like, no, I'm not going to let him do that.
Yeah. Then you shall say to Pharaoh, thus says Yahweh, Israel is my firstborn son. I have said to you, let my son go, that he may worship me. Yet you refuse to let him go. Now I will slay your firstborn son. At a night encampment on the way, Yahweh encountered him and sought to kill him. Wait, what?
I know.
What?
Yeah.
At a night encampment on the way, Yahweh encountered who?
Let's keep
Pharaoh?
reading. No, I think you just jumped around. I actually can't remember right now because I just took a hit. So,
yeah. So Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched his leg with it, saying, you are truly a bridegroom of blood to me.
You stopped right before the first sentence trying to get you to read it.
Just keep going. I think it gets real. You got a foreskin. He said foreskin.
It's such
fucking
a funny
stoner.
story.
You fucking stoner. All right, let's now. At a night encampment on the way, Yahweh encountered him and sought to kill him. So Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched his leg with it, saying, you are truly a bridegroom of blood to me.
And Yahweh said to
what
Aaron,
the fuck?
Go to meet Moses in the wilderness. What?
Yeah,
it's like,
what are you talking about?
It just switches.
Where does it say?
The next
No,
verse?
it doesn't say. Did I skip one?
No, man,
No,
it's just like the story
my...
jumps like that.
Okay, but at a night encampment on the way, Yahweh encountered who and tried to kill him.
I always thought it was Aaron.
But then it says, so Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin and touched whose leg with it?
I know. It seems
God's?
I just I'm kind of confused too.
And what is a bridegroom of blood? Bridegroom. That's
I'm
a man.
Assuming that like their marriage has brought like great calamity.
I'm not looking for assumptions.
Well, so I mean, this is a story about someone that wasn't real. So that's the problem with that. It's like most of what we have is just what we can glean from what we know, and it's like we could look it up right now, but
please do.
Okay, so
come on, bribe. What is it? Come on.
Well, because he was
why? Why?
Because he
why?
So right here, this says, which is an interesting answer. It was then, she said, a bridegroom of blood by circumcision. The standard interpretation of the passage is that God wanted to kill Moses for neglecting the rite of circumcision of his son. Zipporah averts disaster by reacting quickly and hastily, performing the rite, thus saving her husband from God's anger. So, because Moses probably wasn't circumcised because he was born in the palace, right? That was like a Jewish thing.
God was fucking wasted. God was fucking wasted. He's like, what is God doing at a night in camp? He's just staggering around like a jug full of meat.
Fuck you, Moses. I've waited 12 times to tell you to do something.
I swear. I fucking swear.
I'm going to find any reason I can.
I swear to fucking, you're fucking dead. I fucking, show me that dick. Show me the dick. Show me. I don't even, I could see it. I could see through your clothes. It's like, he's just hammered.
Yeah, dude, it's like fraternity shit. Like,
he's like, fuck the sheep. Fuck the sheep with that dirty dick.
And she
I don't understand this at all.
cuts off the dude's
her son's
foreskin
dick.
Who's probably like older at the time.
What do you mean probably?
Yeah, because all the people that wanted to kill Moses were dead. And he meets her pretty quick after he runs away from Egypt, right?
So how is the son older?
Because, we know he's not 6 months or whatever,
Because why?
So in the timeline of events that have been laid out so far, this is now Moses returning to Egypt, right? So he's already killed the dude in Egypt, ran away, encountered a burning bush, got married, and the people that wanted to kill him in Egypt have passed away. There's been enough time that those people passed away. Remember it said that right back there?
Yeah, but I didn't see that. Like, I thought those were generations before Moses. But it's the king.
It's like the people that were. Yeah, it's like the people that were around. They don't want to kill him.
So what? So Moses gets off scot free. You're like, oh no, I'm not cutting that shit off. And you telling me that like a grown man let his mom fucking snipe?
Oh, it happens a lot. Remember, there's a lot of dicks in the Bible, bro. Remember, like we've already encountered. Remember, they like do that to the town.
Right,
make them get circumcised.
Yeah, but they did it themselves. Then this is like a mom in the heat of a drunken argument with God. It's like a little
probably lost. That day.
Dude, wow.
Yeah, he's had too much guac.
At a night encampment on the way, Yahweh encountered him and sought to kill him.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
I fucking swear to I will. You're dead.
You're dead.
And when God let him alone, she added a bridegroom of blood because of the circumcision. Yahweh said to Aaron, go to meet Moses in the wilderness. I promise I won't try and kill him. He went and met him at the mountain of God and kissed him. Moses told Aaron about all things that Yahweh had committed to him and all the signs about which he had been in. That's so fucking random. That's more random than the fucking burning bush to me.
What, but the brother showing up like this?
No, the part about the thing with the whole like God sought. What he's telling him all this shit. Why doesn't he just advising him what to do? He's turning fucking that stupid rod into a snake. Why does he say, "Oh, by the way, can you knock out a circumcision so I don't have to try and so I don't get really pissed off and go in a blind rage drunk and try to kill you in the middle of the night in some random fucking encampment?" Like, what's he doing there in the first place? Like at a night encampment, Yahweh encountered him. And what does it mean encountered? Is that like he was trying to have sex with him?
Well, see,
like,
again, I can only give opinions, right? So I can give my opinion on what I think this is trying to say.
Does encountered show up in the Bible Hub?
Yeah, that is just like came upon, not like
Good God,
encountered.
Dude, stop that. Let's just keep it relatively PG. I'm not saying that God wasn't trying to bugger Moses. I'm just saying we don't need sound effects. Come on.
Well, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. So most likely, this
that's just gross.
A literary.
That's just gross.
It's pretty graphic. I'll give you that. But a literary device of the author that it's trying to stress something that they would have known back then is that if this character Moses was really essentially raised as Egyptian royalty, then he would have had his foreskin. And they would have had objection with that because you can't be part of the tribe of Israel. So they have to now put a dramatic story in there to really drive the point home of circumcision. God's people are set apart.
That doesn't make any sense. You can't just
because it's not a big
God down. No, I mean the whole. I mean that you could have a dramatic, example of why you need to be circumcised.
Yeah.
But this doesn't make any sense. This isn't good writing. This isn't a good story. It's like if Darth Vader happened to, I don't know, but like not even, or if Obi-Wan Kenobi, while in the middle of going off and trying to find Darth Vader, comes back to Leif and is like, I'm going to kill you because of your dick. You know, and then Leia grabs Chewbacca really quick and gives him a circumcision. And Chewbacca takes it. And Obi-Wan's like, okay, that's cool. What are you fucking talking about? That doesn't make any fucking sense at all. Like, what is God doing it in the Jesus Christ? See, I can deal with this though. This I can deal with. Because this is just what the fuck? This doesn't assault my moral sense or my intelligence. It's just like, this is what the fuck are you talking about?
So wacky ass shit.
It's fucking like, who wrote this?
Dude.
Derek smiles on the bass. He wrote this.
He wrote this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The bigger the pushing, the sweeter the cushion, or so I have read.
Goddamn.
My baby fits me like a flex tuxedo. I'd like to sink her with my pink torpedo after it's been circumcised. Big bottom. Sorry. And God said, bridegroom is circumcision. Aaron said, go to meet him, kissed him. Moses told Aaron all he instructed. Then Moses went to Aaron. Then Moses and Aaron went and assembled all the elders of the Israelites. Aaron repeated all the words that Yahweh had spoken to Moses, and he performed the signs in the sight of those assembled, and the assembly was convinced. When they heard that Yahweh had taken note of the Israelites and that God had seen their plight, they bowed low in homage. Afterward, Moses and Aaron went and said to Pharaoh, "Thus says Yahweh, the God of Israel, let my people go. They were the Israelites. That they may celebrate a festival for me in the wilderness." But Pharaoh said, "Who the fuck is Yahweh that I should heed him?" I'm so fucking sick of hearing about this motherfucker Yahweh. Show me.
Motherfucker Yahweh.
The fuck is Yahweh? Fuck. But Pharaoh said, "Who the fuck is Yahweh that I should let Israel go? I don't know this Yahweh motherfucker, nor will I let Israel go." They answered, "The God of the Hebrews has become manifest to us. Let us go, we pray, a distance of 3 days into the wilderness to sacrifice to our God Yahweh, lest God strike us with pestilence or sword."
Dun, dun, dun.
But the king of Egypt said to them, "Moses and Aaron, why do you distract the people from their tasks? Get to your labors." And Pharaoh continued, "The people of the land are already so numerous, and you would have them cease from their labors." The same day Pharaoh charged the taskmasters and overseers of the people, saying, "You shall no longer provide the people with straw for making bricks, as henceforth let them go and gather straw themselves, but impose upon them the same quota of bricks as they have been making heretofore. Do not reduce it, for they are shirkers. That is why they cry, 'Let us go and sacrifice to our God.' Let heavier work be laid upon those involved. Let them keep at it and not pay attention to their deceitful promises." So the taskmasters and overseers of the people went out and said to the people, "Thus says Pharaoh, I will not give you any straw. You must go and get the straw yourselves wherever you can find it. But there shall be no decrease whatever in your work." Then the people scattered throughout the land of Egypt to gather stubble for straw. And the taskmasters pressed them, saying, "You must complete the same work assigned each day as when you had straw." And the overseers of the Israelites, whom Pharaoh's taskmasters had set over them, were beaten. "Why," they were asked, "did you not complete the prescribed amount of bricks either yesterday or today as you did before?" Then the overseers of the Israelites came to Pharaoh and cried, "Why do you deal thus with your servants? No straw is issued to your servants, yet they demand of us, make bricks. Thus your servants are being beaten." Oops. Thus your servants are being beaten. Sorry.
No problem.
He replied, "You are shirkers. Let it." Oh. Thus your servants are being beaten when the fault is with your own people. He replied, "You are shirkers. Shirkers, motherfuckers. Shirkers. That is why you say, 'Let us go and sacrifice to Yahweh.' Be off now to your work. No straw shall be issued you, but you must produce your quota of bricks." Now the overseers of the Israelites found themselves in trouble because of the order, "You must not reduce your daily quantity of bricks." As they left Pharaoh's presence, they came upon Moses and Aaron standing in their path. So who are the overseers? Are like the people who are supposed to make sure the Israelites do the work.
Yeah, like the guys with the
They
whips.
have to beat. And they're like, "Pharaoh, this is bullshit."
I was actually trying to catch up to where you were, so in that last verse is what you're talking about.
Well, just that whole thing. I mean, what were you doing when I was reading?
Right before the end, I was just listening to you because I was trying to like pay extra attention because I was so fucking high. And then I was like really getting into how you were reading, and then I fucking tried to catch up.
Voice is amazing. What is it? The fuck is that? Are those words?
I just want to chew on them.
Oh shit! Is he talking to me?
Can I taste sound? But like the whole deal is like, and God told us this was going to happen, right? Like Pharaoh not only gets mad at them, but he makes their days way harder. So you have to make the same amount of shit, but now instead when we used to give you straw for these bricks,
I get that, but like, so the guys who are complaining are the whippers, though.
Yeah,
the guys like coming to Pharaoh's.
It seems like it, right? Like it's like, and you'll always like. There's always that in the stories, like Jesus, in one of the Gospels, like the thief next to him recognizes who he is. It's always like, yeah.
Edit out my 7 chins, please.
Yeah, but right, there's always like, even one of the bad guys knows what's going on here.
Yeah, totally. Okay. As they left Pharaoh's presence, they came upon. I won't ask you again. Okay. I'll just leave.
We're just gonna keep hitting this.
As they left Pharaoh's presence, till tomorrow too. Me too. As they left Pharaoh's presence, they came upon Moses and Aaron standing in their path. And they said to them, "May Yahweh look upon you and punish you for making us loathsome to Pharaoh and his couriers, putting a sword in their hands to slay us." Then Moses returned to Yahweh and said, "Oh my Lord, why did you bring harm upon this people? Why did you send me? Ever since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has dealt worse with this people, and still you have not delivered your people." Then Yahweh said to Moses, "You shall soon see what I will do to Pharaoh. He shall let them go because of a greater might. Indeed, because of a greater might, he shall drive them from his land." God spoke to Moses and he said to him, "I am fucking Yahweh. I appeared to fucking Abraham, fucking Isaac, fucking Jacob as El Shaddai, but I did not make myself known to them by my name Yahweh. I also established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, in the land in which they lived as sojourners. I have now heard the moaning of the Israelites because the Egyptians are holding them in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant." Fuck, I forgot about that covenant. Say therefore to the Israelite people, "I am fucking Yahweh. I will free you from the labors of the Egyptians and deliver you from their bondage. I will redeem you with an outstretched arm and through extraordinary chastisements. I will take you to be my people, and I will be your God, and you shall know that I am Yahweh, am your God, who freed you from the labors of the Egyptians. I will bring you into the land which I swore to give you to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I will give it to you for a possession, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Oh, I will give it to you for a possession, I, Yahweh. But when Moses told this to the Israelites, they were like, fuck you and fuck Yahweh, man. I'm sick of getting whipped. Make me some fucking bricks and a pot pie. But when Moses told this to the Israelites, they would not listen to Moses. Their spirits were crushed by cruel bondage. Yahweh spoke to Moses, saying, go and tell Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to let the Israelites depart from this land. I fucking told him that. And he fucking beat the shit out of us. But Moses appealed to Yahweh, saying, the Israelites would not listen to me. How then should Pharaoh heed me, who gets tongue-tied? So Yahweh spoke to both Moses and Aaron in regard to the Israelites and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, instructing them to deliver the Israelites from the land of Egypt. The following are the heads of their respective clans, the sons of Reuben, Israel's firstborn, Enoch and Palu, Hezron and Carmi. Those are the families of Reuben. The sons of Simeon, Yemuel, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Saul, the sons of Canaanite women. Those are the families of Simeon. Those are the names of Levi's sons. These are the names of Levi's sons by their lineage: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And the span of Levi's life was 137 years. The sons of Gershon, Libni and Shimi by their families. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uziel. And the span of Kohath's life was 133 years. The sons of Merari and Mali and Mushai. These are the families of the Levites by their lineages. Amram took into his household as his wife his father's sister Jochebed, and she bore him Aaron and Moses, and the span of Amram's life was 137 years. The sons of Izhar, Korah, Nepheg, and Zechiri. The sons of Uziel, Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sithri. Aaron took into his household as his wife Elisheba, daughter of Amminadab and sister of Nahshon, and she bore him Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Korah, Asar, Elkanah, and Abisath. Those are the families of the Korahites. And Aaron's sons, Eliezer took, God damn it. I get it. There's a lot of you people. It's like, I'm sorry. Butchering your names. It's so disrespectful. This I care about. It's like, these are people's names.
Yeah, no, it's rough.
And Aaron's sons, Eleazar, took into his household as the wife one of Putiel's daughters, and she bore him Phinehas. Those are the heads of the ancestral houses, the Levites, by their families. It is the same Aaron and Moses to whom Yahweh said, bring forth the Israelites from the land of Egypt, troop by troop. It was they who spoke to Pharaoh king. It was they who spoke to Pharaoh king of Egypt to free the Israelites from the Egyptians. These are the same Moses and Aaron for whom when Yahweh spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt, and Yahweh said to Moses, I am Yahweh, motherfucker. Speak to Pharaoh king of Egypt all that I will tell you. Moses appealed to Yahweh, saying, see, I get tongue-tied. How then should Pharaoh heed me? Yahweh replied to Moses, see, I place you in the role of God to Pharaoh, with your brother Aaron as your prophet.
Booyah.
You shall repeat, booyah. Wait, did I just become a fucking god? You shall repeat all that I command you, and your brother Aaron shall speak to Pharaoh to let the Israelites depart from his land. But I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that I may gonna harden his heart. I'm gonna swallow his tears. Get on a 10 and
Nice.
I just had a seizure. My signs and marvels, I will. I will harden Pharaoh's heart, that I may multiply my signs and marvels in the land of Egypt. When Pharaoh does not heed you, I will lay my hand upon Egypt and deliver my ranks, my people, the Israelites, from the land of Egypt with extraordinary chastisements. And the Egyptians shall know that I am Yahweh when I stretch out my hand over Egypt and bring out the Israelites from their midst. This Moses and Aaron did, and as Yahweh commanded them, so they did. Moses was 80 years old and Aaron 83 when they made their demand on Pharaoh. Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron, when Pharaoh speaks to you and says, produce your marvel, you shall say to Aaron, take your rod and cast it down before Pharaoh. It shall turn into a serpent. Dude, this did not work the first time. Is this the same fucking...
Yeah.
This is like one of those ones, again, the ink was still wet and like all of a sudden it was some fucking story. Jesus Christ. Let the ink dry. So Moses and Aaron came before Pharaoh and did just as Yahweh had commanded. Aaron cast down the rod in the presence of Pharaoh and his courtiers, and it turned into a serpent. And no one gave a shit. Yes. Then Pharaoh, for his part, summoned the sages and the sorcerers and the Egyptian magician priests in turn. And the Egyptian magician priests in turn did the same with their fucking spells. Each cast down a rod and they turned into serpents, but Aaron's rod swallowed their rod. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Nice. Yet Pharaoh's heart stiffened and he did not heed them as Yahweh had said. And Yahweh said to Moses, Pharaoh is stubborn. He refuses to let the people go. And Yahweh said to Moses, Pharaoh is stubborn. God, I really thought it was going to work this time.
Didn't you?
I thought that maybe, my snake ate his snake. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just having a heavy gravity day.
It's just like a dog. Yeah, maybe it's an off week.
Go to Pharaoh in the morning. God, if you send me to Pharaoh one more God. This is like when, you know what? This is payback. Because when Abraham was like, would you smite the whole place for 5? Would you smite the whole place for 10? Smite the whole place for 20? Yeah. Because in God's time, that was like 10 minutes ago, and he's still like annoyed. He's like, go back to Pharaoh. I know, I did it. Now go back to Pharaoh again. Same stick, same right. Yeah, still go back. No, I promise. I'm going to harden his heart. I'm going to swallow his tears. I'm going to turn and leave him here. Go back.
That makes the most sense, to be honest.
Totally does.
I've never thought about it that way,
warp.
but
let's do the time warp again. Okay, yeah, go to Pharaoh in the morning, and as he's coming out of the water, station yourself before him at the edge of the Nile, taking with you the rod that turned into the snake, and say to him, motherfucker, Yahweh the God of all Hebrews sent me to say, let my people go, that you may worship me in the wilderness, but you have paid us no heed until now. Now it's going to be a water snake, and it's going to bite your dick off. Thus says Yahweh, by this you shall know I am Yahweh. See, I shall strike the water in the Nile with the rod that is in my hand, and it will be turned into blood. And the fish in the Nile will die. The Nile will stink. And you'll be in the Nile, so you'll stink. So that the Egyptians will find it impossible to drink the water of the Nile. And Yahweh said to Moses, say to Aaron, take your rod and hold. Wait, he's like in his ear. He's got like a little Mission Impossible piece or something.
Oh, like fucking, he's
walking
and talking with him.
Yeah. And Yahweh said to Moses, hey, say to Aaron, take your rod and hold it out your arm over the water of Egypt, its rivers, its canals, its ponds, it's of water, that then they may turn to blood. There shall be blood. Now, go back. I couldn't hear it. My thing cut out. What did it say? God damn it! All its bodies of water that they may. I can't. You're fucking cutting out. Are you on your speakerphone? There shall be blood throughout the land of Egypt, even in the vessels of wood and stone. Moses is like, did you hear him? I couldn't fucking hear him. What did he say? What did he say to say? I'm supposed to say he's fucking Pharaoh's coming out of the water. What did he say? Moses and Aaron could not hear Yahweh because Yahweh was on his Bluetooth and he had the top down.
This is what I'm laughing too hard, but that's what I was just trying to get to.
Yeah. Moses and Aaron did just as Yahweh commanded. He lifted up the rod and struck the water in the Nile in sight of Pharaoh and his couriers, and all the water in the Nile turned to blood. And the fish in the Nile died. The Nile stank so that the Egyptians could not drink water from the Nile, and there was blood throughout the land of Egypt. But when the Egyptian magician priests did the same with their spells, Pharaoh's heart stiffened, and he did not heed them, as Yahweh had spoken. Pharaoh turned and went into his palace, paying no regard even to this. And all the Egyptians had to dig round about the Nile for drinking water, because they could not drink the water of the Nile. When 7 days had, it's a lot of blood. When 7 days had passed after Yahweh struck the Nile, Yahweh said to Moses, "Go back to Pharaoh and tell him this. Thus says Yahweh, let my people go that they may worship me. If you refuse to let them go, then I will plague your whole country with frogs. The Nile shall swarm with frogs, and they shall come up and enter your palace through your bedchamber and your beds, and the houses of your couriers, and your people, and your ovens, and your kneading bowls. The frogs shall come up on you, and on your people, and on all your couriers." And Yahweh said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, hold out your arms with the rod. Hold out your arms with the rod over the rivers, the canals, the ponds, and bring up the frogs on the land of Egypt." Aaron held out his arm over the water of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. But the magician priests did the same with their spells and brought frogs up on the land. It's like,
yep.
Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "Plead with Yahweh to remove the frogs from me and my people, and I will let the people go to sacrifice Yahweh." And Moses said to Pharaoh, "You may have this triumph over me. For what time shall I you may have this?" And Moses said to Pharaoh, "You may have this triumph over me. For what time shall I plead in behalf of you and your couriers and your people, that the frogs may be cut off from you and your houses to remain only in the Nile?" "For tomorrow," he replied, and Moses said, "As you say, that you may know there is none like our God Yahweh. The frogs shall retreat from you and your couriers and your people. They shall remain only in the Nile." Then Moses and Aaron left Pharaoh's presence, and Moses cried out to Yahweh in the matter of the frogs which had been inflicted upon Pharaoh. And Yahweh did as Moses asked. The frogs died out in the houses, the courtyards, and the fields. And they piled them up in heaps till the land stank. But when Pharaoh saw that there was relief, he became stubborn and would not heed them as Yahweh had spoken. Then Yahweh said to Moses, "Say to Aaron, hold out your rod and strike the dust of the earth."
Hold out your rod, bro. I just can't hear the voice in any other way now. Like after you.
Well, no, but this is when God is whispering. I can't. God. It's only when God is talking to Moses and telling him what to say to Aaron.
That was God.
No, then God said to Moses, yeah.
Hold
out the rod and strike the dust of the earth, and I shall turn to lice throughout the land of Egypt. And they did so. Aaron held out his arm with the rod. I think I missed one too. That's too bad. Struck the dust of the earth, and vermin came upon human and beast. All the dust of the earth turned to lice throughout the land of Egypt. The magician priest did the fucking same because of their stupid spells. The magician priest did the like with their spells to produce lice, but they could not. Oh, look at that. The vermin remained upon the human and beast. And the magician priest said to Pharaoh, "This one's fucked up. This is the finger of God, but Pharaoh's heart stiffened, and he would not heed them as Yahweh had spoken. And Yahweh said to Moses, early in the morning, present yourself to Pharaoh as he is coming out of the water. Say to him, thus says fucking Yahweh, let my people go that they may worship me. For if you do not, motherfucker, let my people go, I will let loose swarms and insects. Oh, you're fucking cutting out again. Start over. Jesus Christ. How
much
hold on.
blow did you do last night, God?
No. Let it ring. Don't put me on a hold. I fucking hate when he does that. Okay, so what is it? Okay. I will let loose swarms of insects against you and your couriers, that your people and your houses and the houses of the Egyptians and the very ground you stand on should be filled with swarms of insects. But on the day I will set apart the regions from the Goshen, where my people dwell, no swarms of insects. Dude, you're cutting. Can you just fucking tell me? Why do I have to wear this thing? Why don't you just put the fucking shit in my brain? Like you used to do with Jacob.
Abraham, you're so fond of.
And I will make a distinction between my people, put your brother on tomorrow's sign and come to pass. And Yahweh said, and Yahweh did so. Heavy swarms of insects invaded Pharaoh's palace and the houses of his couriers throughout the country of Egypt. The land was ruined because of the swarms of insect. Then Pharaoh summoned Moses and Aaron and said, go and sacrifice to your God within the land. God, just get out of my fucking sight. But Moses replied, it would not be right to do this, for what we sacrifice to our God Yahweh is untouchable to the Egyptians. If we sacrifice that which is untouchable to the Egyptians before their very eyes, will they not stone us? So we must go a distance of 3 days into the wilderness and sacrifice to Yahweh as our God commanded us. Pardon me.
No
Pharaoh
problem.
said, I will let you. Pharaoh said, I will let you go and sacrifice to your God Yahweh in the wilderness, but do not go very far. Plead then for me. And Moses said, when I leave your presence, I will plead with Yahweh that the swarms of insects depart tomorrow from Pharaoh and his couriers and his people. But let not Pharaoh again act deceitfully, not letting the people go to sacrifice to Yahweh. So Moses left Pharaoh's presence and pleaded with Yahweh, and Yahweh did as Moses asked, removing the swarms of insect from Pharaoh, from his couriers, and from his people. Not one remained. But Pharaoh became stubborn. Fucking shocker. This time also, and would not let the people go. Yahweh said to Moses, I'm not hearing you. I'm not. Why do I have to wear this? Go to Pharaoh and tell him, thus Yahweh, the gods of the Hebrews, let my people go worship me. For if you refuse to let them go and continue to hold them down, I'm going to fuck you up. Then the hand of Yahweh will strike your fucking livestock and their fucking asses. The horses, the asses, the camels, the cows, I'll fuck them all. And they shake with their fucking very severe pestilence. You hear me? Fucking pestilence, motherfucker. And Yahweh will make a distinction between the fucking livestock of Israel and the fucking livestock of Egyptians, so that nothing shall die of all that belongs to the Israelites, and you'll all be fucked. Yahweh has fixed the time tomorrow at fucking noon, motherfucker. Yahweh will do this. I fucking said I'll do it, and I'll fucking do it. And Yahweh did so. The next day, all the livestock of the Egyptians died, but all the livestock of the Israelites, not a beast, died.
Jesus, right?
Yeah, for real, recognize.
Fuck yeah. Hey, I'm a man of my word.
When Pharaoh inquired, he found that not a head of the livestock of the Israel had died. Yet Pharaoh remained stubborn; he would not let the people go. Then Yahweh said to Moses, "I'm not even going to do it anymore. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I think at some point God got tired of the toy, or he lost it in a time warp or something, and is like,
he dropped both the girls off. The convertible is now.
Yeah. Then Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron, each of you take handfuls of soot from the kiln and let Moses throw it toward the sky in the sight of Pharaoh. It shall become a fine dust all over the land of Egypt and cause an inflammation breaking out in boils on humans and beasts throughout the land of Egypt.
Pretty fucking gnarly.
How much are we going to read today?
Well, we're almost to the fucking Passover, so we're really close.
Like how like what?
Like just a little more.
How many plagues have we done so far?
Quite a few. If we're to the boils,
well, there was the okay. And
we get locusts coming up, and then it's like we're almost there. It's pretty metal. This God.
Well, no. Well, this God's not. Why doesn't he just like smite Pharaoh? Why doesn't he just wither the motherfucker? Well, apparently, what? Why doesn't he just start with the Passover?
I think it's to show, again, a literary device to show how stubborn Egyptians are. Yeah, because you imagine
Egyptians in particular, or just
it's just they probably had beef. These two groups, right? So this is written by Jewish people, Israelites. They probably were not pumped on them. They're like, they treated us like shit. We were slaves, and we were,
Okay, all right. Through the sky, boils on humans. The magicians, the priests were unable to confront Moses because of the inflammation. For the inflammation afflicted the magicians, priests, as well as other Egyptians. That's awesome. But Yahweh stiffened the heart of Pharaoh, and he would not heed them. So wait. So the stiffening of the heart is Yahweh's doing?
Yeah, dog.
So this is just Yahweh fucking with the Israelites?
He's in charge of everything.
He's a dick, Yahweh. He was the spiteful one, right?
Real.
Right.
He's the snuffleupagus.
Right. Yeah. He's just a fucking grumpy fuck, man. He's like a little bit of a sadist.
Yeah.
Probably where that word comes from. But he stiffened the heart, and he would not heed them, just as Moses had. Yeah. Yahweh said to Moses, early in the morning, present yourself to Pharaoh and say to him, thus says Yahweh, motherfucker, the God of the Hebrews, let my people go to worship me. For this time I will send all my plagues upon your person, your couriers, and your people, in order that you may know there is none like me in all the world. I could have stretched forth my hand and stricken you and your people with pestilence, and you would have been effaced from the earth. Nevertheless, I've spared you for this purpose, in order to show you my power, and in order that my fame. I'm sorry? Fame?
It's really fun because you are just every time asking questions that get answered in the next verses. So it's so great for me to watch this unfold. Right?
Okay.
God wants
you my power.
Those likes. He wants you to smash those likes.
Yeah, my fame may resound throughout the world. Yet you continue to thwart my people and do not let them go. But he's mind fucking Pharaoh into not letting his people go. Pharaoh can't say yes, right? That's the deal. Pharaoh, at this point, Pharaoh probably wants to let his people go. He's like, get these fucking people out of here, right? But he can't because
again, it seems like
because he's got the fucking Genghis Khan or the Wrath of Khan claw on his. He's got the fucking the slug in his ear.
Basically, what comes up next? It feels crazy.
Yeah. You continue to thwart my people. Do not let them go. This time tomorrow, I will rain down a very heavy hail, such as has not been seen in Egypt from the day it was founded until now. Therefore, order your livestock and everything you have in the open, brought under shelter. Every human and beast that is found outside shall not having brought indoors shall perish when the hail comes down upon them. Those among Pharaoh's courtiers who feared Yahweh's word, brought their slaves and their livestock into or to safety. But those who paid no regard to the word of Yahweh left their slaves and livestock in the open. Yahweh said to Moses, here it comes, hold out your arm toward the sky, that hail may fall on all the land of Egypt, upon human and beast, and all the grasses of the fields of the land of Egypt. So Moses held out his rod toward the sky and sent thunder and hail and fire streamed down to the ground as rain down hail upon the land of Egypt.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain.
Fire streamed down. The hail was very heavy, fire flashing in the midst of the hail, such as had not fallen on the land of Egypt since it had become a nation. Throughout the land of Egypt, the hail struck down all that were in the open, both human and beast. The hail was struck down all the grasses of the field and shattered all the trees of the field. Only in the region of Goshen, where the Israelites were, there was no hail. Thereupon Pharaoh sent for Moses and Aaron and said, "Get this fucking guy off me." Said to them, "I stand guilty this time. Yahweh is in the right, and I and my people are in the wrong. Plead with Yahweh that there may be an end of God's thunder and of hail. I will let you go. You need stay no longer." Moses said to him, I tried. He's kind of a fucker. He's kind of a fucker. I think he jacks off to this. Honestly, I think he's jerking off right now, and I think he can see you. And when he grabs your heart, I think you know what that signifies to him. Okay. All as I go out of the city, I shall spread out my hands to Yahweh. The thunder will cease, and the hail will fall no more, so that you may know that the earth is Yahweh's. But I know that you and your couriers do not yet fear Yahweh. Now the flax and barley were ruined, for the barley was in the ear of the flax was in bud. But the wheat and the emmer were not hurt, for they ripened late. Leaving Pharaoh, Moses went outside the city and spread out his hands to Yahweh. The thunder and the hail ceased, and no rain came pouring down upon the earth. But when Pharaoh saw that the rain and the hail and thunder had ceased, he became stubborn and reverted to his guilty ways, as did his couriers. So Pharaoh's heart stiffened, and he would not let the Israelites go, just as Yahweh had foretold through Moses.
Repetitive much, brah? I mean, maybe they're just really trying to drive this point home.
Oh, I think we get it.
Yeah. But this God seems more real for some reason than like the God of Jesus.
He seems more real than the God of Jesus?
Yeah, like, the God of Jesus is way different than this thing. The God that Christ talks about. Love, accepting, purity,
Well, it definitely puts the Jewish faith into perspective.
Pretty brutal.
It's like this is the God they worship, and
these are
brutal. And these are their stories. So like that totally, yeah. Fuck all that, man. So we're still going.
Well, let me look ahead.
Yeah,
because there's still.
I'm exhausted.
I know. We just did 10 chapters of the Bible. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it is. This is what the holiday is about. It symbolizes, right?
No, fuck it. Come on, let's do this shit.
Okay.
Well,
I'm in.
Well, we're on 10 right now?
Yeah, we're on 10, and 11's pretty short, and 12's pretty short.
And 12's the end?
It's either.
But Passover happens at 12.
Yeah, but if you start now, we can get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I hardened his heart. Oh yeah, 10. Then what's his nut said to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his couriers, in order that I may display these my signs among them." Yeah, I'm not done. I got a couple more tricks on my sleeve, and I really want to get them. I've been practicing these, and I haven't rolled them out yet, so I don't really want him to succumb. I really just want to fucking nut these on him. So tell him that's what's going to happen, and we'll just keep going. Then Moses, then what's his nut says to Moses, "Go to Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart and the hearts of his couriers, in order that I may display these my signs among them, and that you may recount in the hearing of your child and of your child's child how I made mockery of the Egyptians and how I displayed my signs among them, in order that you may know that I am motherfucking Yahweh."
Famous bitch.
So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said to them, "You're fucked, bro. Thus says Yahweh, and God of the Hebrews, how long will you refuse to humble yourself before me? Let my people go, that they may worship me. For if you refuse to let my people go tomorrow, I will bring a locust on your territory. They shall cover the surface of the land so that no one will be able to see the land. They shall devour the surviving remnant that was left to you after the hail. And they shall eat away all your trees that grow in the field. Moreover, they shall fill your palaces and the houses of all your couriers and all of the Egyptians, something that neither your fathers nor fathers' fathers have seen from the day they appeared on the earth to this day. With that, he turned and left Pharaoh's presence. Pharaoh's couriers said to him, "Do what he says, do what he says." "How long shall this one be a snare to us? Let a delegation go to worship their God Yahweh. Are you not aware that Egypt is lost?" So Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, "Go worship your God Yahweh. Who are the ones to go?" Moses replied, "We will all go, regardless of social station. We will go with our sons and our daughters, our flocks and herds, for we must observe Yahweh's festival." But he said to them, "Yahweh be with you, the same as I mean to let your dependents go with you. Clearly, you are bent on mischief." But he said to them, "Yahweh be with you, the same as I mean to let your dependents go with you. Clearly, you are bent on mischief. No, you gentlemen go and worship Yahweh, since that is what you want." And they were expelled from Pharaoh's presence. Then Yahweh said to Moses, "Hold out your arms over the land of Egypt for the locusts, that they may come upon the land of Egypt and eat up all the grasses, the land, whatever the hail has left." So Moses held out his rod over the land. What? Jesus Christ, balls! And Yahweh drove an east wind over the land all day and all night. And when, drove an east wind over the land all day and all night. And when the morning came, the east wind had brought the motherfucking locust. Locusts invaded all of the land of Egypt and settled within the territory of Egypt in a thick mass. Never before had there been so many, nor will there ever be so many again. There they hid all the land from view, and the land was darkened, and they ate up all the grasses of the field and all the fruits of the trees which had been left, which the hail had left, so that nothing green was left of tree or grass of the field in all the lands of Egypt. Pharaoh hurriedly summoned Moses and Aaron and said, "I stand guilty before your God Yahweh and before you. Forgive my offenses just this once, and plead with your God Yahweh that this death be removed from me." So he left Pharaoh's presence and pleaded with Yahweh. Yahweh caused a shift to a very strong west wind, which lifted the locusts and hurled them into the Sea of Reeds. Not a single locust remained in the territory of Egypt, because Yahweh's a fucking baller. Yahweh stiffened Pharaoh's heart, but Yahweh stiffened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let the Israelites go.
It's a lot of stiffening.
A lot of heart grabbing.
Yeah, really great cardiovascular back then, obviously.
I guess, right? Then Yahweh said to Moses, "Hold out your arms toward the sky, that there may be darkness upon the land of Egypt, a darkness that can be touched." Moses held out his arms toward the sky, and thick darkness descended upon the land of Egypt for 3 days. People could not see one another for 3 days. No one could move about, but all the Israelites enjoyed light in their dwellings. Pharaoh then summoned Moses and said, "Go worship Yahweh. Go and worship Yahweh. Only your flocks and your herds shall be left behind. Even your dependents may go with you." But Moses said, "You yourself must provide us with sacrifices and burnt offerings to offer up to Yahweh. Our own livestock too shall go along with us. Not a hoof shall remain behind, for we must select from it for the worship of our God Yahweh, and we shall not know with what we are to worship Yahweh until we arrive there." But Yahweh again stiffened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not agree to let them go. Pharaoh said to them, "Be gone from me. Take care not to see me again, for the moment you look upon my face, you shall die."
Fucking pissed.
And Moses replied, "You have spoken rightly. I shall not see your face again." And Yahweh said to Moses, "I will bring but one more motherfucking plague upon the Pharaoh and upon Egypt. After that, he shall let you go from here indeed. When he lets you go, he will drive you out here once and for all. Yeah. And Moses, I will bring but one more plague upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt, and after that, he shall let you go from here. Motherfucking indeed. He lets you go. He will drive you out. He will drive you out of here, one and all. Tell the people to borrow, each man from his neighbor and each woman from hers, objects of silver and gold.
Hey, can I borrow
Yahweh,
this?
just for a second.
Yeah, we'll be right. We're going to take everything we own and everything you own, and we'll be right back.
Yahweh disposed the Egyptians favorably toward the people. Moreover, Moses himself was much esteemed in the land of Egypt, among Pharaoh's couriers and among the people. Moses said, Thus says Yahweh, toward midnight I will go forth among the Egyptians, and every male firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die, from the firstborn of Pharaoh who sits on his throne to the firstborn of the slave girl who is behind the millstone, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And there shall be a loud cry in the land of Egypt, such as never been heard, such as has never been heard or will ever be heard again. But not a dog shall snarl at any of the Israelites, at human or beast, in order that you may know that Yahweh makes a distinction between Egypt and Israel. Then all these couriers of yours shall come down to me and bow low to me, saying, Depart, you and all the people who follow you. After that I will depart. And he left Pharaoh's presence in hot anger. Now Yahweh had said to Moses, Pharaoh will not heed you, in order that my marvels may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. Moses and Aaron had performed all of these marvels before Pharaoh, but Yahweh had stiffened the heart of Pharaoh, so that he would not let the Israelites go from his land. Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, This month shall mark for you the beginning of the months. It shall be the first of the months of the year for you. Speak to the community leadership of Israel and say that on the 10th of this month, each of them shall take a lamb to a family, a lamb to a household. But if the household is too small for a lamb, let it share one with a neighbor who dwells nearby. In proportion to the number of persons, you shall contribute for the lamb according to what each household will eat. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a yearling male. You may take it from the sheep or from the goats. You shall keep watch over it until the 14th day of this month, and all the assembled congregation of the Israelites shall slaughter it at twilight. They shall take some of the blood and put it on the 2 doorposts and the lintel of the houses in which they are to eat it. They shall eat the flesh that same night. They shall eat it roasted over the fire with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. Do not eat any of it raw or cooked in any way with water, but roasted head, legs, and entrails over the fire. You shall not leave any of it over until morning. If any of it is left over until morning, you shall burn it. This is how you shall eat it: your loins girded, your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and you shall eat it hurriedly. It is a Passover offering to Yahweh. For that night I will go through the land of Egypt and strike down every male firstborn in the land of Egypt, both human and beast, and I will mete out punishments to all the gods of Egypt. I, motherfucking Yahweh.
Yes, sir.
And the blood of the houses where you are staying shall be a sign for you. When I see the blood, I will pass over you, so that no plague will destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. This day shall be to you one of remembrance. You shall celebrate it as a festival to Yahweh throughout the ages. You shall celebrate it as an institution for all time. 7 days you shall eat unleavened bread. On the very first day you shall remove leaven from your house. For whoever eats leavened bread from the first day to the 7th day, that person shall be cut off from Israel. You shall celebrate a sacred occasion on the first day, and a sacred occasion on the 7th day. No work at all shall be done on them. Only what every person is to eat, that alone may be prepared for you. You shall observe the feast of unleavened bread For on this very day I brought your ranks out of the land of Egypt. You shall observe this day throughout the ages as an institution for all time. In the first months, from the 14th day of the month at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at evening. No leaven shall be formed in your houses for 7 days. For whomever eats what is leavened in that person, whether a stranger or a citizen of the community, shall be cut off from the community of Israel. Oof. You shall eat nothing leavened in all your settlements. You shall eat unleavened bread. Moses then summoned all of the elders of Israel and said to them, go pick. Oh my God! Now he's gonna fucking repeat all this shit.
Pick a little bit. It's rough.
Moses then summoned all of the elders of Israel and said to them, go pick out lambs for your families and slaughter the Passover offering. Take a bunch of hyssop, dip it in the blood that is in the basin, and apply some of the blood that is in the basin to the lintel and to the 2 doorposts. None of you shall go outside the door of your house until morning. For Yahweh, when going through to smite Egyptians, will see the blood on the lintel and the 2 doorposts, and Yahweh will pass over the door and not let the destroyer enter and smite your home. You shall observe, destroyer. That's a good one too. You shall observe this, you shall observe this as an institution for all time, for you and your descendants. You shall, and when you enter the land that Yahweh will give you as promised, you shall observe this rite. And when your children ask, what do you mean by this rite? You shall say, it is the Passover sacrifice to Yahweh, who passed over the houses of the Israelites in Egypt when smiting the shit out of the Egyptians, but saved our houses, those assembled when borrowed low in umbrage. And the Israelites went and did so, just as Yahweh had commanded. Moses and Aaron, so they did. In the middle of the night, motherfucking Yahweh struck down all the male firstborn in the land in Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh, who sat on the throne, to the firstborn of the captive who was in the fucking dungeon, and all the firstborn of the cattle. And Pharaoh rose in the night with all of his couriers and all the Egyptians, because there was a loud cry in Egypt, for there was no house where there was not someone dead. He's,
yeah, you need we need a shot after this.
Right.
Jesus.
He summoned Moses and Aaron in the night and said, up, depart from among my people, you and the Israelites with you. Go worship Yahweh as you said. Take also your flocks and your herds as you said, and be gone. And may you bring a blessing upon me also. The Egyptians urged the people on, impatient to have them leave the country, for they said, we shall all be dead. So the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading bowls wrapped in their cloaks upon their shoulders. The Israelites had done Moses' bidding and borrowed from the Egyptians objects of silver, gold, and clothing. And Yahweh had disposed the Egyptians favorably toward the people, and they let them have their requests. Thus they stripped the Egyptians. The Israelites journeyed from Ramses to Sukkoth, and 600,000 fighting men on foot, aside from the non-combatants. Moreover, a mixed multitude went up with them, and very much livestock, both flocks and herds. And then they baked unleavened cakes of the dough that they had taken out of Egypt, for it was not leavened. Since they had been driven out of Egypt, they could not delay, nor had they prepared any provisions for themselves. The length of time that the Israelites lived in Egypt was 430 years. At the end of the 430th year, to the very day, all the ranks of Yahweh departed from the land of Egypt. That was for Yahweh a night of vigil, to bring them out of the land of Egypt. That same night is Yahweh's,
Yeah.
one of vigil for all the children of Israel throughout the ages. Yahweh said to Moses and Aaron, this is the law of the Passover offering. No foreigner shall eat of it. But any householder's purchased male slave may eat of it once he has been circumcised. No bound or hired laborer shall eat of it. It shall be eaten in one house. You shall not take any of the flesh outside the house, nor shall you break a bone of it. The whole community of Israel shall offer it. If a male stranger who dwells with you would offer the Passover to Yahweh, all his males must be circumcised. Then he shall be admitted to offer it. He shall then be as a citizen of the country, but no uncircumcised man may eat of it. There shall be one law for the citizen and for the stranger who dwells among you. And all the Israelites did so as Yahweh had commanded Moses and Aaron. So they did. The very day Yahweh freed the Israelites from the land of Egypt, that very day Yahweh freed the Israelites from the land of Egypt, troop by troop.
There we are. Motherfucking baby killer. Dude. That is some metal shit. Like, he didn't just kill all the babies. Like, he killed all the animals. Like,
yeah,
firstborn too.
That's some serious Kaiser Soze shit, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
And like he's the one that hardened the dude's heart to get to this spot. You know, this is his like opus. This is the like the money shot. It's like,
no, this is like Mr. Holland in effect, right?
Yeah, I want to be famous, bitch.
Yeah.
Fame, dude. It's so gnarly.
Yeah, no, that's crazy shit. Exodus. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And they're like, please just go. Please just go. Take all my shit. Take all my shit.
Yeah. Like what an origin story. Like,
yeah.
You know, and again, like I'm pretty sure that the numbers are wrong. And like there's lots of debate over this time and the historicity of this story. But like,
well, and you know, I mean, some of this stuff just screams, figure. It's not like it's figurative. Like the part about don't eat food that sits out all night. You know, don't eat. You know, wear your clothes because you're probably fucking filthy because you don't bathe, and you know you don't want to eat your own shit.
Well, yeah. Well, you know, it kind of it says why, and it's kind of cool. It's in a meal. You know, it's like this is. I bet you. You know, this leaving of this Jewish people, they had to do it quick. So maybe the leave your clothes on is to always be ready. And you know, it says that's like, you know, they didn't have time for the bread to rise. They had to take it. So they eat like pita bread, basically.
But
you know,
the whole thing could be figurative, though.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty rough, actually.
Just saying.
Yeah,
just saying it could be.
It's pretty rough.
The whole thing could be figurative.
Yeah, and that's why I do like to take it that way, because then maybe there's a moral behind all of this that you can get to, you know.
Well, this lands way more like a fairy tale than anything else we've read. This lands way more like Hansel and Gretel. Like, don't eat the fucking candy on the house, you know.
Oh, it gets, totally.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And,
right.
And like, I don't know. But
I think you do.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's good. But I got to go. Because
we just did 12 chapters.
What?
That's
our Passover special, right? Fuck this Easter bullshit. So, because we talked about that, right? Did I? We talked about Easter?
In the text
we did.
Thread. Yeah.
What's that?
That's in the text thread. I mean,
But have we spoken about? I'm sorry. I always get confused. I think we did this already once, but I'll just do it again because I'm always really confused about Easter. So as far as the Christians are concerned, has nothing to do with Passover. It's that Friday is the day that Christ was nailed on the cross. Is that right? Yeah. Or is that the day they put him in the? No. Good Friday.
I'm a little
Good
bit
Friday's
high right now, but yeah.
So anyway, but okay, so they nail him on the cross on Friday because that's Good Friday, and that whole thing is then he's crucified on Sunday.
Well,
and then this is but let me just real quick.
Okay.
And I forget the timeline.
Sure.
Okay, so they stick him. So on Easter, So they stick him in the they nail him to the cross. He dies. Whatever happened. They stick him in the cave, and they roll the rock in front of the cave.
Yeah.
And then, so this is the part I always get. The Easter Bunny rolls the rock out of the way, takes the body, and leaves Easter eggs. Is that? And then
basically.
That sequence of events always kind of confounds me because I never like. Do you think the bunny freaked the shit out of Christ?
It must have.
The bunny, the one that raised him, he like put his little magic bunny hands on him. Toof, clear, cool. And Christ's like, what the
Comes
fuck?
back like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What was in that wine you guys gave me up there?
Jesus Christ! Like, what the fuck are? And is the bunny talking? Like, is it like a?
The funny part.
What's the teen movie with the dude like with the bunny?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
No. The Johnny Bosco, not Johnny Bosco. You know that cult movie with the rabbit?
Oh, Donnie Darko.
Donnie Darko. Yeah,
That
is it
shit
like
rules.
a talking rabbit? Yeah.
Well, it's like the real story of the Bible is not much better than what you're saying. So the funny part is,
and you know what?
Yeah,
you know what? And that's why we're not reading the Bible.
Well, not yet. We're gonna get there.
We will. We'll
get there. Yeah, but we just we'll get you enough background to understand because it's a lot of red flags.
Don't condescend to me, man. I don't need background. I just need some distance. So by the way, yeah, totally. By the way, I when I first met my wife, I would say that all the time. You know, it's a line from True Romance. Brad Pitt as the stoner on the couch says, "Don't condescend me, man."
Yeah, that's right.
And I would say that to her, and for years and for years she thought I didn't know what the word was. So now whenever I say that, I'm like, I have to like post script that with like, that's a line from a movie. I know what the word is. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And speaking of Johnny Darko, you know that's the same guy who's in Independence Day.
Jake Gyllenhaal?
No. The guy that was actually in the bunny suit.
Oh, really? What part was it? Independence Day? What was he?
He's the oldest son of whose uncle real fancy ketchup? Eddie.
What's
Eddie.
his name?
He's who is Jerry Lee Lewis?
Yeah. The guy we already talked about. He had a porn where he looked like Santa Claus.
He's the guy in Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
So Randy Quaid's eldest son in Independence Day, the guy who's like always cleaning him up and driving, that's that kid, that actor is actually is in the bunny suit. Because I met him at the Bright Spot one night. I'm like, he was with some. I was like, dude, you're in Independence Day. He's like, yeah.
It's time to kick some tires and light some fires, Big Daddy. Did you say that too?
Yeah, I did. I should have. Yeah, it's a good dude, nice guy. Anyway, that's all I got.
That's fucking fun.
Okay,
we fucking did it. Jesus. Yeah. So
Christ.
say goodbye to the people, and then I'll say goodbye to you, I guess, huh?
Yep, sounds good.
Thanks
guys.
everybody.
Yeah.
Happy Passover.
Jesus Christ.